Okay, what we're going to do today is go over some of my favorite lines for bass fishing. Whether you use leaders or just regular straight fluorocarbon or basically fluorocarbon. We're going to go with fluorocarbons. So, my favorite fluorocarbon, if you're going to use like a leader material, so we're going to go for a main line to swivel to a leader material. Is obviously by P-Line, my favorite sponsor, my main fishing line sponsor is a CFX right here. It says CFX leader. It says extremely tough, extremely resistant, tie knots easily, invisible underwater. This stuff is virtually invisible underwater, right? It's pretty much gone. You dip your lure in there, it's gone, right? I like the 12 pound. This stuff's really good. It's really good abrasion resistance, and it's super tough. So when you fish around rocks, you're not gonna get broken off. You're not, or in open water on grass, and you accidentally come across, right? You just come across something sharp in the water. You have a better chance at getting your fish in without it getting cut on stuff that's like thrown in the water, like pop cans, junk, cars, random stuff. This is good stuff. For the main line, what I like, fishing a largemouth. This is smallmouth and largemouth. This is for largemouth and smallmouth too, but the poundage I have on here is for largemouth. This is the P-Line Tactical. This stuff is going to go on all my rods this year. I'm going to buy 1,000 yards of it, right, from P-Line. I think it's like $150, Tackle Warehouse, worth every penny. This stuff is super abrasion resistant, super high quality, 100% fluorocarbon, and it's very good line. Very, very good line. I'll put this up against any other fluorocarbons on the market. I don't care how expensive it is or how cheap it is. This is the best. For abrasion resistance, for invisibility, I put this 20 pound. I drop my jig in the water with 20 pound, right? I look in the water, super clear water. All I see is a jig hanging there, and then nothing, and then the top of the water and my line coming out. The jig is just floating there. Literally, there's no line attached. You can't see it if you looked at it. It's that high quality and that good fluorocarbon. It's Japanese fluorocarbon. Very good stuff. Top of the line. But you get 200 yards. It's like $30 for 200 yards. 200 yards, and mini bass spools today will fill multiple spools. 2-3 spools. Just over 200, 100 size reels. I think 100 size reels that fit 2 or 3 spools. 200 size reels that fit at least 2 spools. Then you have some leftover, maybe 3, depending on obviously the yardage and the manufacturer. This stuff is really good. Made in Japan, the best of the best. This stuff is new as of a couple years ago. Came out a couple years ago, but I swear by this stuff. I used FluoroClear for years and years and years, right? And this is the best line you can get right here for just swim baits, bottom contact, anything you need to feel stuff, right? This and have invisibility in clear water. This is the stuff I use in dirty water, clear water, and everything in between. Last year I tied 1 knot, right? My dad was fishing FluoroClear, another P-Line product. To show you the abrasion resistance, we went around a pond, pretty big pond. It's actually a private lake. Went around it once, got 3/4 of the way around. He broke twice, right? I broke once we got to 3/4 of the way around the pond. So, and we're fishing the same water, same area, same amount of fish roughly. So this has probably double the abrasion resistance that the 100% fluorocarbon has and the FluoroClear has. Fluorocarbon, 100% fluorocarbon, has a thinner diameter. I'd say it's more freshwater spinning applications. But this stuff right here, top of the top, the best of the best. I'll put against Sunline Sniper, Sunline Shooter, all that other stuff. And VizX, all the other brands, Cigar, all that stuff. I've used all the other brands before, and I've used P-Line the longest, and this stuff is like a huge leap in technology. This stuff is absolutely amazing. P-Line Tactical, 100% pure fluorocarbon. Incredible stuff. Buy it. It's spendy. If you are on a budget, buy a spool of this. Put it on your main reels. Don't worry about having them on your spare spools. Just put it on the reels you use. If you're really worried about this, if it's really expensive, you can put back in another line and then tie a blood knot to this line and put the top 100 yards of this, and you'll be fine. So you don't have to fill the whole spool, save a bunch of money. But this stuff, best of the best right here in fluorocarbon, bar none. And I'll go back to the leader once again, just to remind you, CFX fluorocarbon is the best. This is leader material. So when it comes out of the extruder, it's more consistent coming out, right? It's not coming out super fast and super long distances, which has a tendency to kind of go like this in the machine when it comes out. This stuff is very precise diameter, so it's very consistent in strength. You don't have to have that. You don't really have that problem with these lines, but some of the cheaper lines, it's made so fast with the machine that it kind of the diameter is micromillimeters just, and you lose a little bit of strength, abrasion resistance. That's why they make leader spools. Leader spools are more consistent out of the extruder. I know people say leader spools are just so they can make more money. That's not true. They do make more money. It does cost more money, but it's more consistent, and the strength is more consistent throughout the line. People say, oh, I'll buy a 300, 400 yard spool, floor clear, and run that. It's fine. It is. But again, when you catch that monster fish that could be state record or world record, and you have something inferior that potentially has, not inferior, but potentially has some inconsistencies in it, you might break off. You might not. But if you have this, it's very consistent coming out of the extruder, you won't break off. You have a better chance of landing them because you know you can have confidence in this, right? Other brands, fluorocarbons, other brands are worse coming out of the extruder, but this stuff, this P-line, is very consistent. The higher price stuff is. The higher price stuff. This Tactical is super awesome, super consistent. And CFX fluorocarbon, super consistent too. All right, have a good one, guys.